We are people doing business with people. So if you improve yourself, any improvements, any investments you do in yourself end up in improvements in your business. So any handicaps you have as a person will show up as handicaps in your business. So personal development remains the key and one of the key things you can do to improve your business outcomes. So today, as I introduce you to the concept of a key man, it's called a key man. Key man. This concept I learned from insurance. There is an insurance policy that is called a key man insurance policy. So as a small business, it's something we are recommended to take. It's something in your absence, your business might collapse. Ukiwa mgonjwa, if you pass away, and the insurance industry has come up with a product that covers that. In that same spirit, I'm looking to cover or to improve the individuals in this space who are doing business to look at themselves as the key men in their business. So personal development should be paramount for their own improvement and ultimately for the improvement of their business. So personal development encompasses usually three sectors of your life. One is spiritual development. I think the fact that mko church already, mko kwa hiyo safari ya spiritual development, you're already heading in the right direction. The second one is mental development. Hii tunaambiwangwa sana, especially here in Mavuno. Read books, go for seminars, seek wisdom. That's what we were told last time, right? To seek wisdom. That's mental development. But today I will lean in on the third one, which is physical development. So physical development encompasses looking good, feeling good, na mwisho ni gani? Gym iko kwa hizo mbili za kwanza. Actually iko kwa zote, but anyway, ya mwisho ni nutrition. The last time is what you put into your body. So you look a certain way, you feel a certain way, and you eat certain good things. So, unfortunately, we do business here on earth. Biashara ikuangi heaven. We don't do business in heaven. We do business here on earth. And people here on earth will judge you. Si tunakujudge tukikuja kwa shop yako. We will judge you. We will judge the way you look, the way you smell, the way your duka looks. We will judge you. Si acha tuseme tu venye kuko. We judge you. Good. So we will judge you. So how you look matters in the marketplace. That is the truth of the matter. Whether you are so saved going to heaven, how you look matters when it comes to the marketplace. Next. So when we say it matters, there are a few things. When you say it matters that your appearance will be taken into consideration when you are doing business with people. You can imagine some examples must be coming to your mind. Ukaenda kwa duka ya mtu, lakini venye anakaa anakuuzia chipo, lakini hizi chipo ni poa kweli ama ndahara. I'm sure those things have crossed your mind. You enter some space and you go like, yeah, they smell good, but this guy smells too. So you're like, najua mmejudge hata kama mnaenda binguni. So that appearance is actually an important thing. And there are certain quotations, just a few quotes I wanted to lean into. Hiyo ya kwanza ni 1 Corinthians 6:19. This is Anthony version. Treat your body like a temple, not a woodshed. So you can imagine, I'm sure it's biblical. They say that our bodies are the temples of the Holy Spirit. And you can imagine how, when you're making a temple, just remember about when David was building the temple. He did not just pick things off the street. He actually chose specific things, building blocks for this temple, and he invested a lot of money and resources to get the finest things and to make the temple look a certain way. That's the same thing we are called to do. If our bodies are a temple, what goes into them, how they are dressed, how they look, is an important facet. So there is a second one, that is 1 Samuel 6:19. This one is essentially saying that we humans, we look on the outside. Kazi ya kuangalia ndani ni kazi ya Mungu. Hiyo ni kazi ya Mungu. Sisi tutakujudge. Yes, I'm sure you've never read it that way, but that's what it says. Not me. It's not me. Stop doing other people's jobs at judging their inside. Yeah, of course utawajua, but I'm sure it's a human thing. When you meet somebody the first time, unfortunately, our limitations is that we can only judge by what we see. That's the first thing we know. When you met me the first time, you only had what you were seeing, how I sounded, how I was smelling. That's what Anthony was to you. And maybe later, in time, ukaanza kujua, kumbe ni anakuanga hivi, usiende hii side yake, hii side ni mbaya. Then with time, you get a new, bigger opinion of the person. And it's the same thing when you're doing a business, when you're out there in an employment, when you're in job. Hata kupromotiwa. People will promote, but they will judge you for promotions. It doesn't matter how good your job was. At the end of the day, it's being likable. So, anyway. Lastly is staying fit keeps you ready and available for your business. Wangapi hapo wamehata job severally? Hiyo ni job. So imagine biashara ingekuwa yako. How many days would you have taken off when you are unwell? So staying fit and healthy is actually an important aspect of business because that gives you more days available. Sasa ati uende job daily. Hata ukichukua leave, ukuwe na time si ya kupona, ukuwe na time ya kwenda kufikiria other things. So those are things that we should take into consideration. But the Bible also warns us that we should not be self-conscious. We should be self-aware, but not self-conscious. At the end of the day, it's God who blesses us with the ability to make wealth. Whether hata ukiwa mgonjwa. Kuna watu wana make do hata wakiwa wagonjwa. So, why should you take care of your body? That's where I wanted to lean in today. Why should you take care of your body? The other part was why you should look good, why you should feel good. 1 Timothy 4:8 says physical training is of some value, but godliness has value of all things, holding promise both in the present and in the life to come. Nika-highlight hiyo part ya kwanza. Physical training has some value. That some value is what we are leaning in today. At the end of the day, when you go to the marketplace, we are not looking to go to heaven. We are looking to make some value here on earth. But in the process, if we do it in a godly way, we will honor God, take care of your body. It's the only place you have to live. It's the only place you cannot be evicted from. Hiyo ni Mungu, hiyo ni kazi ya Mungu kukuchuja kwa mwili yako. But so if you don't take care of it, you are ill. Hakuna kuswitch mwili na mtu. Hiyo ni yako. Pambana na hali yako. So taking care of your body is of importance. But overall, even it's something that outcomes of your workplace, of your business, depends on you being healthy. How many have gotten into a situation whereby they have a foggy mind, where the decision making becomes difficult? Watu wengine wanaitanga fatigue. It has many names, but all of it is all about physical and fitness. And please note, leo sijasema mtu fat, thin. I've not used those words. Please note, you can be thin and unhealthy and unfit. So yeah, those si wewe. Actually nimekuona. Yeah, actually that's a thing. There is actually a thing somebody was saying that thin and unhealthy. So you look a certain way that people expect you to be thin. I actually initially had put a picture of those Samoan rugby players. They are like 130 kilos each. Huge monster of people. Yani wanakaa wanono until they have to run after you. Then you realize they are not unfit. When they are running after you, they're stamping their feet. You'll realize by hii kunona ini outward appearance. Fitness iko ndani. So now, I think where the bulk of my presentation is going to be is in the next slide. So far I've been touching on to why. Nye tuko church, but sijifanya mjui hizi vitu. Now, I want you to look at this picture carefully. One of the items on that picture kills more people every year than any other item. So nataka to take guesses. After may study vizuri. Calculator, ini remote I think. Ini simu. Video games. Okay, on a virtual killing. Sigara. Coffee, kuna soda. It's not coffee. It's not coffee. Are you sure? Are you sure? Yeah. Junk food. Umeona junk food. Alcohol will kill you. Actually, all of them will kill you. It's all a matter of moderation. But one kills more than the other. Junk food, okay? Hiyo ni consensus. Ama kuna mtu ameona kitu ingine? Anybody of a contrary opinion? The couch. Okay, the couch. The couch, right? I like that. Me observe vizuri. Anybody ever had air? The air. Dying by oxidation. Actually, we're all dying of oxidation, properly speaking. But the actual answer here is the couch. She was right. Yes. There's actually a term that was coined. I don't remember the actual time it was, but somewhere in the 2000s, that sitting disease. Yes. How many of you have ever heard of the sitting disease? Sitting disease. Yeah, right? Now, I like the fact that she said 9 hours a day. On average, Kenyans sit about 9 hours a day. Yes. 9 hours a day. That's most time than you sleep. You're sitting. Yes. It's depressing, right? Now, so ukisha ku entrepreneur, increase that time. Because you're probably going to be working later than everybody else, starting earlier than everybody else. And there's time that I have not taken into consideration. Let me walk you through your normal day. Jump out of bed, sit on your toilet. Right? Pole. Maybe you rush into the kitchen, you make your cup of coffee or mug of coffee, then you sit in the dining table and read the newspaper or scroll your phone. Umesikia hapo kwa sitting. Then you finish that, you shower, you sit in your comfortable car or in your noisy metro shuttle and go to work sitting. Then you get to your place of work in your comfortable ergonomic chair and you sit taking breaks to go eat in a seated restaurant. Then when you are exhausted of working, you walk you take another car, you sit in your car. Then you sit in your car, drive back to your comfortable house, prepare your food, sit on the dining table, sit. Nasikia hapo kwa sit. Then next step is what? Then you're so tired now, you sit in front of the TV because you've had such a long and tiring day sitting. You sit some more. Are you getting where I'm going with this? Then after sitting on the couch for some time, now you're so tired of sitting. What do? You go back to bed to start it all over again. It doesn't help even if it's Sunday. You still sit, come back to a seated church. Hata saizi you're all seated. Mi peke yangu ndo nimesimama. And you came seated, yeah? So there are dangers to this. And I think I actually wanted to tell you guys about push-ups and sit-ups and the way you should keep fit. But the one thing I would urge all of you to change is to sit less. It's sit less. It's the one single small thing you can change that can impact your physical fitness the most. If you just sit less. And maybe today I don't have enough time and probably I wouldn't do the topic justice, asking you, diving too much into it. But since I hope I have piqued your interest and curiosity, go seek more wisdom about it. There is a lot of content. Nice, interesting TED Talks, nice videos out there that will guide you as to what exactly are the dangers of sitting. Actually, most of the diseases we call lifestyle diseases started with the chair. It's maybe one of the most dangerous inventions in the human race, because after that we became seated people. We even walk wrong because we sit too much. And as in many of the injuries we experience, ile mgongo inakuumanga, sijui shoulder, it's because we're just sitting too much. So the recommendations that are there is that every 30 minutes you stand up for 5 to 10 minutes. So when you're making those phone calls, if you can help it, chukua nini? simu yako kwa umesimama. Your phone call doesn't require you to be seated to talk to somebody on the phone. There are certain texts, scrolling. Just scroll when you're walking around. In fact, our office has gone as far as providing standing desks. So ukichoka ni chui, unasimama, unaendelea na laptop yako. Because I think some other cultures out there have figured it out that sitting is dangerous. So they give you the option. If sisi tutakuua, at least si kazi itakuua. Where you can choose to stand, you can choose to sit, up to you. But it's one thing you can help. So of course, now, you would say, mi napiganga tizi, I go to the gym in the morning, I work out for 2 hours. Research has shown that it doesn't matter. Yes, madhara ya kuketi ni universal. Whether umekonda, umenona, unaendanga gym, you are buff, it doesn't matter. We are all suffering the... Yes, it doesn't matter how you look, how it's the one most dangerous thing, and it's happening to you silently. That's the most dangerous part. It's dangerous because it's silent. So as much as we are talking about fitness, maybe the one thing we can make a change to a better fit life for us is to sit less. That's najua kuna watu hapa naangalia. I'm getting personal. Watu wa hii side kwanza. I don't want to point to, I meant this side, but yeah. Yes, just sit less. So, now that I've scared you enough, let's get to the how to get fit. What are good ideas on how we can keep fit? Of course, now we've said ya kwanza, the one big one we are going to change starting today is you are going to sit less. Sit less. But in terms of the how, mimi naweza recommend muendange gym, napiga 2-hour workout. But wengine mnaniangalia hapa, you're rolling your eyes mkisikia your story. Yeah, we only have 20 hours. So, the recommendation on this one is usually like food. Diets are the best that you can keep. The diets that you can keep for a long time are the best. So even with exercise and fitness, it's the same thing. If you feel walking is your thing, it speaks, hit the spot, please be walking and make it consistent. If you feel like running, wewe ndo unafanyanga, like our good pastor, Pastor Muindi, running for 300, almost 400 days. Kama hiyo ndio inakushika, do it. Point is, there is not a one size fits all when it comes to fitness and exercise. So only thing is, kama wewe ni msoa ball, enda ucheze ball. Make it regular. The only key here is consistency. Choose something that you will be consistent at. The recommendation is about 30 minutes of vigorous exercise every day. How it looks like, up to you. So you ukishikanisha na kuketi less, walk already on the road to fitness. That is now the two main aspects I would like to. Consistency is key. Not a matter of quantity. It's not a matter of the most kuswet zaidi, but it's a matter of consistency. So that is something I would like us to lean into. I would have gone into nutrition, but since kuna watu wako specialist in the house, I'll avoid that topic. But it's the last facet of fitness. What goes into your body matters a lot. You can't run a diesel vehicle on petrol. So hiyo ni kuvunja tu gari. It doesn't matter how good the car is or how good the petrol is. If it's a diesel vehicle, itavunjika. So it's the same thing. You can't run your body on junk and expect it to perform at peak performance. But that's a topic for another day. As Pastor M says, that's the cliffhanger for today. But last, I would like to leave you with a quote from 3 John 1:2. Beloved, I pray that you may go well with you, and you may be in good health as it goes well with your soul. So as mnachunga the soul, please msisahau mwili pia. Sababu if you want to be also an evangelist for long, there's a choice whether you'll be wheeled on the wheelchair, wheeled on the podium, or you will walk up or jump up the podium to preach. What is this thing that you enjoy so much that you look forward to doing it when you are an old man, an old woman? Ukiwa shosho, ukiwa kuka. What are those things? I can tell you my personal one. For me, I want to stay fit so that I can play with my grandchildren. That's my big why. That hiyo time wakitaka twende tukaruke kwa trampoline, I'll not be those frail grandfathers. Inauma mahede maya. I don't want to be that grandfather. I want to be that grandfather they look forward to hanging with. The one wanaweza wabeba wote wakiwa all my na wabeba wote sababu nilishatoka kuinua hizo ma deadlift kwa gym hata hiyo miaka. So that's my motivation. Of course, if it pours into my career, into a healthy career, long career, into a healthy serving in the church and all that, that's for me that's a bonus. For me it's that when my grandchildren remember about me, watakuwa naona nani? That strong grandfather, ule guka. Yes. Yeah. Good.